What's up guys, it is another Simple Truth video and today we are covering love handles and how you can lose them. Never too late to change your life. The story's not over, the ending is mine. Whatever it takes. So we're going to get straight to the point, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the simple fact is there is no way to site-specifically lose body fat, no matter what you've read, no matter what you've heard. Unless you're talking about liposuction, which is surgery, which is not right, you cannot spot reduce fat. Everybody holds fat in different areas, and that is a genetic predisposition. You just got to get over it. If there is a part of your body that you feel is holding too much fat, then the simple goal is to lose fat overall. Think about it logically. Would it make sense for your body to lose fat from one single area of your body at a time? Think about how different sides of your body move, do different things, have different activity levels from left to right. If spot reduction was a fact, we'd have differently balanced sides of the body. And we're not talking about muscular balance, we're talking about fat balance. So, some people hold it around the belly, some people hold it around the back, some people hold it around the bum, some people hold it around the face. It is what it is. If there's somewhere you want to change, you just got to lose fat. How do we go about losing fat? Diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean go on a diet. Your diet is what you eat on a daily basis, whether that is healthy or whether it's McDonald's 5 times a day. That's your diet. If you're wanting to lose body fat, you simply have to be eating less than your body is putting out. It is that simple. Take in less than what is going out. The best way of doing this, the most efficient way of doing this, macros. But at least be monitoring your food in some way. If you're not down for weighing your food and doing it in macros, make sure that your portions are controlled. And that means having a medium point of measuring it. So if you're not going to calculate it on a scale, at least have a measuring cup of some form. Something that just keeps carbs in a set volume, meats in a set volume. If you want to simplify it even further, a cup versus a chicken breast size amount of meat. That is as simple as you need to get. If the weight isn't coming off, you simply pull back on a couple of meals. Let's start with doing 4 meals a day. That's easy, everyone can get that in, not a problem. That's 3 major meals, maybe 2 snacks, or 4 solid major meals. If the fat isn't coming off, what you want to do is take the carbs out of one of those meals. If it doesn't come off after that, or it starts coming off too quickly, then you put the carbs back up by half a cup, or you take half a cup out of the next meal in line. It's pretty much that simple. If you want to do macros, that is 100% going to be the best and most effective way of doing it, but this does require you to measure your food. How much will your training affect the amount of fat that you lose? Doing abs until you're blue in the face or until you're throwing up isn't going to make you lose belly fat. It's also not going to do you any harm. Working your abs consistently is going to build a great set of muscles underneath for when you lose the fat and they're ready to be shown. But the only thing you need to be concentrating on, again, is your output. And that doesn't mean stepping on a treadmill and being bored to death and bored to tears, doing some incline, steady walking, crazy sprinting, fake jog you see people do when they really could just be walking. Simply add in some endurance sets, add in some extra high volume sets at the end of other workouts, maybe do some bag work, maybe do some sprint work, do some sled pushing, anything that kind of pushes the cardiovascular side of your body, makes you breathe heavy, gets your heart rate up. What we're looking for is just a lot of output over roughly a 10 to 20 minute period. What it's going to do is it's going to up the level of calories you're burning per day, and that's going to help overall increase the difference between the food you're taking in and the calories that are going out. If calories are going out are higher than the food going in, you will lose body fat. But Lex, all I seem to do is lose body fat from my face or around my bum and not on my belly. Don't worry about it. The body will lose fat as an equal percentage around the body. So if you've got one area compared to another and one has more fat in it, just because that's where you tend to hold your fat, i.e. guys, we tend to hold it around the midsection, women, as a rule, hips, thighs, bum. So if you're trying to lose weight from, as a woman, let's say, because it's the easiest example, from the stomach area, and all you're seeing is kind of the thighs shrinking and the butt shrinking, you're going to see that more than the stomach area because there's literally more fat being held around the thighs, the bum. So simply it will look like you're losing more fat from the areas that had higher fat to start with, but it will be losing as an equal percentage from both areas. Just stick with it. How long does it normally take to achieve your goal? This is one of the biggest areas that people fail in. They give themselves unrealistic timelines, they don't achieve their goal in the timeline, they feel depressed because they failed, so they quit. Pizza, pizza, nom nom nom. Give yourselves at least a 10-week timeline to do something decent. Give yourself a couple of weeks just to get into the rhythm of doing things. If you make a mistake, it does not matter. It's not going to set you backwards. All it will do is hold you at the point that you are. Readdress it, fix it, move on. So there we have it, the very simple basic truth about fat loss, losing love handles, and overall, generally setting yourself up for success rather than failure.
I am back and I'm even better.